And it looks like we are going, or at least potentially two. Okay, there all three of us go. So first off, they're going to go to the left to get the morph ball. You can't do much of anything. You can proceed 2 screens to the right of start before you need to use the morph ball. So that one is pretty much non-negotiable. We also see Proto Magical Girl is going for Suitless Samus. Obviously, it doesn't actually give her any benefit, but you're going to see Brunch and Proto going to the right to go grab a missile tank, but we're not going to watch them for now. They're going to be doing a lot of platforming. It's not necessarily the easiest thing in the world, but there's not really much danger of dying. But Janick, on the other hand, has done a screen wrap and is now going into Kraid's hideout. So we do have one person that is going to be attempting Kraid first. And this is, I would say, absolutely 100% not marathon safe. If Janick gets this, it's going to be really awesome. I am happy that he's trying it because it gives you guys a view into what it takes to actually do a fast run. So he did one screen wrap already, starting another screen wrap. And the result of this one, you're going to see him go in the left door, and he's going to actually go to the right. He needs to hit this Ripper once. Oh, he actually is employing some safe strats by going in and morph balling. That was pretty neat. And we're going to see a third wrap right away from Janick, where he's going to go in. You're not going to hear it, but he actually hits that door on the left and then gets back inside of it and starts wrapping some more, and he'll come off on the bottom of the screen. And then after he does about 30 or so jumps, just to scroll the screen a little more, he will continue his way back to the top of the screen and off the screen again. As we're going, Brunch has just grabbed his missile tank, and Proto's getting there now. So they're doing just great, and they're going to go up towards the ice beam. But all eyes on Janick now. He is going to attempt to get into Kraid's room right now. And this is incredibly dangerous because he has 30 health and he's going to take 20 damage right here. And his goal is to get this E-Tank down here. We're going to see if he can do it. Oh my gosh, and he has it. So that is half of the danger is already over. But unfortunately, killing Kraid without Ice Beam or missiles and 200 health is not easy. And so this is actually really, really stressful still. And we're going to see if he can pull this off. Okay, so he's had a little bit of trouble, but he's probably going to play it safe here and duck under this third one right here. But nope, he's going for it. He's did it. He has done it. Janick has killed Kraid first. And so he's going to have a big advantage. He is now going to be straight on his way to the Ice Beam. And he's already killed Kraid. So he is definitely in the lead now. And we'll see just by how much once he kills Ridley and Proto or Brunch kills Kraid. But that was an incredible showing, especially in a race environment. Wow. And so getting back to Bread and Proto, because Janick is going to do the exact same thing that both Bread for Brunch and Proto have done, except he's not going to grab that missile tank because he already has 75 for beating Kraid. So Brunch has now grabbed the ice beam, and Proto is on her way to grab that as well. They're both going to set up for a screen wrap down to Norfair, where Ridley is. And so you do this right at this door where Brunch is at. And he's gonna scroll off the screen, and then he balls and he rolls to the right. And so you don't really see it, but he is falling down to the bottom, trying to get as far as he can down, and then going back and opening a hidden door and going through it. And he magically wraps down and successfully makes it down. This is one of the few areas where you absolutely can soft lock in the Ridley first route. Right now, Janick is definitely in the lead. It may not look like it, but he is. And Proto and Bread for Brunch are pretty close. So let's hope Proto also gets this wrap. Good, she got it as well, so that's awesome. So I think as long as J-Nick gets this wrap, we shouldn't have any soft locks. But Bread for Brunch and Proto are slowly making their way through Norfair. One more small wrap that Bread is just finishing up and Proto's about to do. That one is probably the simplest wrap of the normal all bosses route, but I mean you can still mess it up if bad things happen. If you hit left or right while you're doing your screen wraps, bad things can happen. And you kind of hear that whoop, 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 whoop. That's actually when you ball and unball. That's how you do the screen wraps, and so it makes that wub noise. Good. Proto is through her wrap. J-Nick has grabbed the ice beam, and Brunch is down into Ridley's hideout. I mean, I'm sure the actual term is morph and unmorph, but who am I to judge what the right one is? Okay, awesome. J-Nick has also gotten that Norfair wrap, and so we have one more wrap left in, I think, the game for any of our runners, and so hopefully we will all get through without any soft locks. Yeah, Metroid is very famous for having a lot of leg. And so a lot of the speed strats, actually, you won't notice anything else anything different while watching, but there's actually a lot of strats around leg reduction in this game. And as you watch these guys go through this, you're going to see Bread for Brunch and Proto are going to have to take their time and be pretty careful as they're going through these areas. J-Nick has 75 missiles from Kraid, so he can just have fun and kill whatever he wants and go through this area a lot quicker. But Bread for Brunch is getting to the room before Ridley now, so he's had a really, really solid run. Falls in the lava a little bit there. The lava isn't what you're worried about here. Getting hit by anything is what you want to worry about here, as he takes a couple hits there, which is not good. You take 24 damage if you get touched in this area, and so ooh. Okay, Brunch is gonna have to be careful. He's going into Ridley's area. He cannot take a hit. Okay, and thankfully he got the good pattern. Ridley has two patterns, and his patterns are one where he throws his little fireballs really far, and there's one that he throws them really close to him and they slowly bounce out. If you get the far pattern, you just roll underneath him and you can just attack him all day long. And so Brunch has officially killed Ridley. He's going to be warping back to the starting area through a period of 3 different warps. And now it's Proto's turn to try to kill Ridley. She also gets the good pattern. And most of the people know what they're going to get. The pattern is kind of console dependent on hard reset or hard power on. And so as long as you do a hard reset or you power it on, you know exactly what pattern you're going to get. And then if you do a soft reset, it's always random after that. So Proto is also through Ridley. So everyone has killed one of the 2 mini bosses that you need to kill to get to Motherbrain. But J-Nick is only 2 rooms from Ridley, so he is definitely still, I would say, significantly ahead, probably by at least a minute. Bread for Brunch is going to do what I think is a really safe marathon strat. He was supposed to go down to Kraid there, but he's going to back up here and grab this Eat Ink right here, which is really, really smart, given the fact that he is going to have to make it all the way through Kraid's lair with only 30 health. And Proto is going to do the exact same thing. For J-Nick, when he gets to this point, he's going to be able to grab that E-Tank to fill him up to full and then run straight to Turian. So that's another advantage that the Kraid first route will give over the other route. And unfortunately for Janik, he did end up getting the bad pattern, but that's good for the viewers because you can kind of see what all the different patterns are here. But because he has so many missiles, he can just destroy Ridley. He's going to have to do 2 sets of freezes here, but it should end up being fine. Sweet. So Janik has killed both mini bosses. He's going to get back to the start and then go all the way to Turian to Mother Brain. So let's kind of go back down to Brunch and Proto's screen, who are working their way towards Kraid. I see our happiest Kraid emote in chat. It's one of my favorite emotes on Twitch. Yep, so Brunch has pretty much made it to Kraid, and so all of this area that you see Proto and Brunch going through right now was skipped by Janik by doing those wraps. So let's watch Brunch here. I bet he's not even going to grab the E-Tank. He's just going to run straight into Kraid. Freeze. Well, he was going to try to freeze one of Kraid's. What you want to do is you want to freeze his middle spike, which there you got it. And then it's just you run straight into him and wail at him. So he got through, and Proto's going in to fight Kraid right now. Right as Janik has already grabbed that 30 tank and is on his way up to Turian. Oh, and Brunch actually chose not to grab that E-Tank after Kraid, which is probably fine. He's a good enough player that he doesn't need 400 health going into Mother Brain. The longest 11 minutes. There is a lot of action and a lot of mechanics in this speedrun, and so I mean there's a lot going on. And so yeah, it's definitely we're looking at Janik in first, probably by about a minute. Brunch is behind him, and Proto is probably about a half a minute behind Brunch. But these have been 3 really good runs. And may I say that Bread for Brunch is a Metroid world record holder, and Proto is keeping within about a half a minute of him. I think that's pretty crazy. Yeah, I mean, Turian can do a lot of mean stuff to you. Both Proto and Bread are going to need to, well, I think it would be smart to farm health in Turian, whereas Janik is just looking essentially for 1 missile drop, and he got 2. So he is completely fine, and he is going to essentially just, as fast as he can, get through these next rooms to the Mother Brain room. But this shows like just how good Brunch is mechanically. I feel like he's made up time on Janik, definitely, from going from the start to Turian. And Proto is just behind them. Yeah, if Janik doesn't die, he should have this one. But Metroid likes to do Metroid things and be incredibly mean. So we'll see what happens. And you do have the escape sequence, but for how good our runners are, I don't see that being a factor of anyone having a huge amount of difficulties there. Interesting. I think Janik has to know he's in the lead because he got Kraid first. So he's actually taking out all of the, I guess, risk that he can and getting as much health, getting him back to max before he goes into Mother Brain's room. So this is Mother Brain's room. It's similar if you're more used to Super Metroid. It is pretty similar to a room in Super Metroid right before Mother Brain, but it's definitely very laggy, and at least the NES version of this, I think, is one of the harder rooms to be able to play optimally in NES speedrunning. At least it's incredibly difficult. And he is making his way to Mother Brain. You need 33. Wow, he's being really safe. Like, usually on PB runs, Janik wouldn't do this, but I think he knows he's way ahead. He just wants to finish it home. So you need 33 missiles to hit Mother Brain with, and 73 when you're entering the room. And so he has plenty of missiles. Doing a little swag here to get away from the Rinkas. And Janik has killed Mother Brain, so all that's separating him from victory in this race is about a 30-second climb. But just for how close and how well Bread for Brunch and Proto have been doing, like, they are right there. Proto is actually going to farm some health, which I think is smart because she's only been running this game for a couple weeks. I think it's good for her to fill up. You always want to be safe in Metroid. And he's done with a 1645. I cannot, even with all the safeties that he did, I cannot stress to you just how amazing that time is in a race, especially when he was doing a lot of different safeties to make sure that he wasn't going to put himself in a bad position to die. And we did switch to the audio for Bread for Brunch just to see him finish killing Mother Brain. That was a really, really good Mother Brain fight for Bread for Brunch. The world record for this is a 13:49, but it's using strats that are incredibly not safe for races. Straight any percent world record, I believe, is a 956. I don't know. I'm pulling numbers out of my brain here, but and Bread for Brunch finishes with a 1749, also great. Yeah, and Proto is also putting in a really, really excellent run. We're going to see how she does on Mother Brain herself. Some good freezes. She's going to start in on our missiles. She's got 184 health. You take 30 damage in Turian. So there's a little risk here, but I think she's going to be able to do okay. Yeah, those are 3 really good freezes. She's going to be able to get about 15 missiles off here before they unfreeze. And Mother Brain is dead on Proto screen as well. Yeah, I mean, if you guys liked what you saw today, I would definitely give all of these guys a follow. And as they just appeared there for the runners, make sure that you note that Bread for Brunch is not Terrifying Bridge's Twitch name. It's actually Terrifying Bridge. But these guys are all really good Metroid runners. Congratulations again, Janik, for a 1645. With Bread for Brunch finishing with a 1749 and Proto finishing with a sub 1930 at a 1927. Like, those are, for a race, for how unsafe and how risky Metroid is as a game on the NES, like, those are 3 unbelievable times. Just to give you an idea, that estimate of 20 minutes was for Metroid McFly. the world record holder. He was supposed to run here and wasn't able to make it, and so we called these guys up pretty much last minute asking if they wanted to do a race, and they showed up. So definitely follow all three of them. They are amazing. I don't have the schedule up. I'm sorry, I can't tell you what's coming up next, but it's going to be more great Metroid action. My name was The Cove. I hope you enjoyed this race a lot, and I will talk to you next time. See you guys. Oh, or we might do a quick interview if we have time. I don't know. I'll ask. Okay, I guess we're going to be joined for a little bit of interviewing here. Just give them 1 second to join the comms real quick, and we'll talk for a bit until we get kicked out and the next group is ready to go.
Hello.
Yo, what is up, Proto, J-Nick, and Bread for Brunch? How are you guys doing?
3 for 3, baby. I'm so happy.
I'm just shaking. I've been practicing that E-Tank all week, just E-Tank after E-Tank, and I'm happy I got it first try.
Yeah, I mean, between Bread for Brunch and Proto both had like really good, well-executed runs, and then J-Nick also getting carried first on top of that. I think it was about the perfect race we could have asked for.
I just can't believe that all 3 of us finished, honestly.
Saying the words perfect and Metroid in one sentence is absolutely nuts.
So let's just ask quick, how, like individually, how do you think you guys did? Let's go in order of finishing. How about J-Nick? How did you think you did?
I think I did really well. I went ahead and picked up a little bit of safety there. I can do it with 1 E-Tank, but for race safety, I went ahead and got all the other ones. So as far as getting those safeties, I couldn't have asked for anything better except for Ridley giving me good pattern. I'm not quite sure why he gave me the bad pattern.
Yeah, I did like that for the race though, because both Bridge and Proto got the good pattern, so it was good for them to be able to see both of them and be able to compare them.
Yeah, and that's something that I haven't really practiced that much. I mean, I know what to do, but you know, when you're going for PB attempts, it's like, well, if I do actually get that, I'm just going to reset. It's not worth it.
Yeah, sure, because it does lose time. How about you, Brunch? What did you think of your run?
It was going well up until Ridley's lair, at least at the very end. Just because took way too much damage before getting in, and had to rely on a lot of iffy luck with the whole 13 hit points of energy. Besides that
got really
I had a
close.
rough time getting the E-Tank, but it was okay.
Yeah, no, I mean the run was still clean for the most part, outside of just a couple extra hits you took in Ridley's lair.
Yeah.
And how about you, Proto?
I'm just overjoyed that I finished. I started off kind of sloppy, like the whole, I just ran past the first door thing. That was fun. I was just so nervous because this game is ridiculous. And then with that 1 hit from death Kraid finish, that was pretty fun. But after that, it was just smooth sailing.
Oh, I missed your health there. I was just like, yeah,
I had 19.
Proto killed Kraid.
I had 19.
Wow.
It was scary. It was not a good fight, but hey, we survived.
Yeah, so everything in Kraid's hideout does 20 damage. So if you're below 20, yeah, you are 1 hit from death. So apparently, I missed that, but Proto was 1 hit from death before Kraid, so that's really good.
Wow, that's awesome.
I'm just like, I was maybe halfway through killing Mother Brain, and I peeked up my health, and I was like, I had a tank and a half left. I just was like, I can't believe I'm actually going to finish this run. I had no expectations of winning. I was fully prepared to reset and do Kraid first when I died. Fate Kraid, excuse me.
Speaking of, I was asked by some chat here, like, what do you guys think is the best category in NES Metroid speedrunning?
Seriously, or a meme?
Whatever
New
you
game
guys want to
plus
say.
fake Kraid 100%. Easy.
It's obviously fake Kraid.
I mean, if we're overall, probably, if I'm being completely serious, probably 100% New Game Plus, but you can't go wrong with fake Kraid.
Yeah. No, I mean there's a meme category for Metroid that is called fake Kraid, where it's kind of like the Kraid first route that J-Nick took, but you can take a different warp to end up getting to a version of Kraid that looks exactly like Kraid, but dies in one missile. And so we added that as a category, I don't know, earlier this year to have some fun. But I don't know, I guess what I would like to ask you guys is, because all of you have kind of learned the game within the last year. Why don't you guys give a pitch to people who might want to pick this game up? Because I've kind of explained it as it's a brutally hard game to start with, but once you actually pick up some of the mechanics, it becomes one of the more fun games to speedrun.
The thing that just completely sucked me into NES Metroid, I've been running it since this most recent 12-hour challenge, so really not that long. The thing that completely sucked me in was basically the adrenaline rush I get doing Mother Brain. I have never run a game with anything nearly as terrifying as NES Metroid Mother Brain, and it's enthralling. Even when you die, it's like, oh my god. It's just fun no matter what, because it's so scary. Maybe that's not a good pitch, I don't know.
Well, I'll take it a little bit further. One good thing is that the game, there's so many different routes. I mean, sure, there's Ridley first, Kraid first, but there's so many different safeties that you can take, and the movement tech in this game with the unmorph jumps, and if you do 100%, you know, block clips and all that sort of stuff. But there's so many different safeties, and once you start getting good, you start taking those safeties away. You know, the first time I ever did this, I was like 5 E-tanks from Mother Brain doing all bosses. Now I'm down to 1 and I'm doing Kraid first. So there's just so many different options for this game.
Yeah, good point. How about you, Bridge?
That's it. Pretty much what J-Nick said. I like the customizability of it because it's very freeform in what you can do, and that I just like having a lot of choices.
Nice. I mean, okay, so I mean, I hope you guys really enjoyed that race. Thank you on behalf of myself and the runners. We're gonna hand it off to the next run now, which is the Super Metroid Blindfolded Any% by Ponk. So, I mean, good luck. That is gonna be a really fun one to watch. So I hope you guys enjoy it. We'll see you guys.